Welcome to another wonderful winning Wednesdays. Give me a few minutes. Let me just finish setting up and we should be ready to go. Okay. All right, welcome to another wonderful winning Wednesday. I am happy to have you here. It's another beautiful day, pretty hot, but beautiful day nonetheless. And we are happy to be here on another session of Wonderful Winning Wednesday, where we come in, we join in, and we discuss some business insights as well as talk about cash value life insurance. The whole idea and the whole point of these sessions are really to regroup after the pretty much midweek after the long day, regroup and have an opportunity to share with other businesses or business owners and have conversations, whether it's conversations about how to build business credit or how to utilize cash value life insurance as another means in which you can also have access to some type of cash that you can use into your business, as well as, of course, the death benefit that is associated with that type of policy. I see Lee just joined in. Hey, Lee, you are on mute. Let's wait for Lee to
What would I
come
do
back.
without you? I would have recorded the entire session on mute. And I did that one time. And
Yeah.
I was like, geez, I had some really good ideas, but I shared it with myself alone. And
Yeah.
just finished up a coaching session. And apologies for being a little bit tardy. But
Yeah.
yeah, welcome to another wonderful winning Wednesday where it is scorching outside. Like it's hot.
But you got a sweater on.
You want to know why I have on a sweater? Because every time the air conditioner kicks in, I freeze down here. So yeah, I have to be, so that my family can be comfortable. I take the brunt of it, and I have a sweater on because otherwise I will be cold. So let's have a quick conversation
Yeah.
about what's going on in the wonderful world. You know what? I wanna bring what I believe to be an interesting topic. And what I believe that interesting topic is I don't want people to be afraid to have these conversations around business finance. You
Or
get what
just
I'm saying?
around money. Around money. I think, you know, people,
Money,
nobody
business
wants to
finance.
talk about nobody wants to talk about money. Nobody likes to have those conversations about how much do I bring in, how much is left after expenses, and all those kind of things. But without that transparency, it's very difficult to get any type of assistance, any type of guidance, because nobody
Yeah.
knows, only you. But yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
you know that I am very active in the community, especially with what I do with BNI. Earlier this morning, I attended a 1 million cups where we had an opportunity to speak to a number of small business owners.
Mm.
And, I stand up and I say, I am the founder of VIP Business Credit, right? Where I assist business leaders to build a business based on a solid business financial platform, foundation, a platform, right? And I hear crickets. So when I hear crickets, it makes me believe that I have to work on the messaging. But I don't believe that I have to work on the messaging because I then find text messages and DMs with people saying, Lee, tell me more about that thing you were talking about before, about the business credit and how you can build out your business credit so that it's tied to your EIN and not your social security number. I want to build a perfect foundation to say nobody is going to give you money unless, and they're not giving it to you, they're loaning you money. If they don't believe that you can pay back the money, they're not going to give you the money. So when it comes to business credit, if you don't have a business credit profile, right, they're going to ask you, how do you do on the personal side? And if you haven't done a good job on the personal side, there is an opportunity to get money in the business. It's just that that money is going to cost you more than if you had done very well on your personal side. So there is no way that one can hijack the process
Mm.
because let me just be honest. If there was a way to hijack the process, I would have figured it out, or I would have found someone who could help me to figure it out. I would have found that person by now. With I know how to use the internet, and now with Chat GPT, there. That would have been an easy enough thing to do, especially with social media. I would have been able to find that individual who has shown me how to hack the business or hack the process to get to business credit. And I don't say that, right? I don't say that to, uh, pee on anybody's parade and call it golden rain. Have you ever heard that one? Right? I say that because we got to be real. At least we have to be realistic in what we are choosing to do. If we're looking to move forward and create a viable going concern, we have to be real because this is where we're dedicating our time. This is where we're putting our resources. All of that has to be aligned. And if you come to this thing called entrepreneurship, right, with rose-colored glasses on, guess what? You are in for a surprise.
Yes, you are.
You
I
are in
think
for a surprise.
one of the things that I have also come to learn from just my experiences with working with clients on cash value life insurance is that as much as people do not like to have conversations surrounding these two things, money and or death, in once they are comfortable or they believe that you're trustworthy, they tend to at least allow you in or give you a glimpse of that world for them, right? So I think a lot of times with business owners, especially, and this is just something that I've experienced from just attending networking sessions, is that a lot of us, we stand up and we really are pushing for our businesses and for what we know and believe that the potential is within our businesses, that sometimes there is a little bit of hesitation if I have to now sit next to you and tell you, hey, as a matter of fact, this business is not doing as well and I need some type of financial assistance, right? So, I want people to realize that this is a no judgment zone, right? The idea behind all this is to see growth. And there will never be growth if you are not in a position where you're going to place yourself in those uncomfortable conversations where you say, yes, I would love to grow. However, I don't have the means, or I'm not able to do it because I don't have ABCD. Then somebody can walk with you to try and get ABCD. We know that we can walk with you to help you open the possibilities of access to funds, but it takes you being in a position where you say, okay, this is where I am. And listen, we usually when we work with clients, we are not saying, give me your profit and loss, give me all this so I can see exactly what's going in, what's going out. It starts off really with just making sure that the basic information is there and is correct, whether it's ensuring that you are in good standing with the corporation that you've registered, you've got your DUNS number, your addresses and things, you've got an address, all those things are correct. And we guide you through each step. So don't feel like we're gonna come in the first meeting and say, what's your bank balance? How much are you getting every month? Show me your bank statement. There are many other things that you can also do that encompass this process. And every step just keeps adding on to the previous step. So have the faith that you are going to get eventually what you're looking for. What's going to be required from you is some level of transparency. And that transparency is going to look very different depending also on your needs. Some people come to us because they will love to get some type of funding. They're saying, hey, I have this contract, but I don't have the money to be able to get A, B, C, D, which I need to be able to fulfill this contract. Is there anything that you can do? That's a different approach from someone who says, hey, this is my business, this I'm doing well, I'm looking to grow, but I tried getting loans and I can't get loans. Is there anything that you can do? That's a different approach. So don't let the whole term of business funding or business credit just make you feel, oh my goodness, this is another, you know, meeting where they're going to scrutinize my numbers, and then they're going to tell me, oh, you're not making enough money, or you can't do this, you can't do that. We find ways in which we can help you, what you can do. And everybody can build business credit. It doesn't have, you don't have to have $1 million in your account to be able to build business credit.
No, I agree with you. And, after having spent 20 years in corporate, right, and having spent the last few years full time as an entrepreneur, the one major difference is the bet that I'm making is solely and squarely on me,
Yeah.
right? I know that if I don't wake up in the morning, we have a major problem, right? But I know that I have to get out of bed and I have things that I have to do because if I don't do them, it's not going to get done. It's not like I just have to, it's Wednesday and I just really needed to make it to Thursday. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to swipe my badge and I'm going to sit at my desk for 7 or 8 hours, just trying to make it through that day, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
When you're an entrepreneur and much respect is given, you have to get up in the morning and go hunt. If
Yeah.
you don't hunt, there's no meat, there's no food at the end of the day for you to eat. So that's why I say big ups to entrepreneurs because it's a totally different animal. But
Yeah.
also, it's the bet that they're making on themselves at the same time, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you are going to create a business, two of the solutions that we have created is to say, one, if you have a family or any assets that you need to protect, you're going to need life insurance anyway, right? And our model is if you go with term, term has a place, right? Because when you set up the policy, a component of it is term, right? And you use that to make sure that the insured, in case of a death, can get the resources that they need. However, the plan has to be structured correctly so that it can meet the purposes of you, the business owner, having access to another finance channel in case you need to use it. It's like this, it's an insurance policy because it has a purpose. But that is
Yeah.
not the first vehicle that you have to tap. After 12 or 24 months, your business should be able to stand all on its own, right? And have access to cash credit, bank lines, lines of credit, credit cards that are only tapping on the EIN number and
Mhm.
not requiring the owners to provide a personal guarantee on any of that. If that business is viable after 12 to 24 months, it should be able to stand all on its own. And that's just the message that we're communicating. right? We're going to give you real ideas because this isn't stuff that we read out of a book. And I advocate for all people to always be reading. One of the B&I principles is lifelong learning, right? You should always be learning. There should not be a day in your life where you do not learn something new, right? Because through that learning, you will have an opportunity for growth. And that's where we are. So if you're going to make that bet on yourself, if you're going to make that bet on your family, I say make that bet and do everything that you can to ensure that it can be a success. And although we all want to be nice and skinny and whatever, you do not want your business to be on a diet. Your business should not be on a diet. If you're a landscaper, you need equipment, you need employees, you need marketing, right? Everybody's business has competition. And I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Lamar Watson, who owns Dream Financial Planning. We sat down today after the 1 Million Cups event and we just started to figure out ways that we would be able to help each other's businesses by using referrals, right? And one of the things that I love about Lamar is that he is a constant networker. The guy has a Rolodex as big as any of them all. And we were just talking about a meeting that he would take. He would take a meeting with someone who he probably has a strong inclination that it's not going to turn into business. But Lamar is a future thinker, and he says, well, it may not be business directly for me, but what if it's business for someone in my circle?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
someone who's in my circle who has someone else who's in their circle, I'll take that meeting. I'll take that meeting today because someone who is 3 circles away from me, I might be able to refer that business to someone one day. And I love it. I love it. Last one that I have. Why the hell is Compass suing Zillow?
You know what? I think I get all these news pretty much on a daily basis what's happening, and I can't keep track of the lawsuits that are out there. I think it's, and I'm not discrediting anybody. For me, reading through all those, it's like hardly a week goes by without this one is suing this one is suing this one, and it's taking away from doing what we as professionals have, pledged to do, right? And I believe it's confusing a lot of clients out there. Last week, when I had that listing appointment, I remember my client was like, I just have no idea what's going on with real estate anymore. Can you just catch me up? What do I need to do? What can't I do anymore? Just summarize it for me. And, it's confusing a lot of people. Some people will come and say to you, well, apparently we can't use Zillow anymore. This is happening with Zillow. Another person will come and say, oh, this realty firm, you cannot do that, but you can do that at another realty firm. So as much as it's confusing clients, it's also confusing other agents, because as agent, of course, you have to work under the leadership of a broker, and brokers are associated with firms. So it's like, okay, are you with Compass? Are you with Keller Williams? Are you with whoever, Remax, and all those? There is so much confusion. But all in all, I just believe that we are taking away from the beautiful process of, being able to assist our clients with their home buying and home selling initiatives. That's all I can say with regards to that.
Well, I just read, and I'll read it for our audience. Compass has filed a federal lawsuit against Zillow, accusing the real estate giant of anti competitive behavior and maintaining a monopoly over digital home listings through a policy known as the Zillow ban, which prohibits any home from being listed on Zillow if it was marketed elsewhere more than 24 hours earlier. Compass argues that this policy retaliates against its use of private exclusive listings visible only to Compass agents and their clients and limits consumer choice. The lawsuit claims Zillow's actions violate federal antitrust laws and benefits its revenue model, which relies on monetizing listing exposure. That's the lawsuit. Let's see. Let's see. But now, it's probably about a year in since the changes have happened with NAR. I think it what went live in August of 2024. So I guess there's going to be a lot of data to support what's been going on in that space. And as we close out, what I wanted to do is, I have tomorrow's BNI day for me. So I'm inviting all of my BNI fellows to come and join us and talk about their business, right? We want to understand the highs, we want to understand the lows, we want to understand the in-betweens, so that way we will be able to support those business owners. And not, if nothing else, one of the things that I have learned from my experience with Vistage is that if you have a community of individuals who are going to pressure test your best ideas, it only makes you better. So next week we have a guest,
Yeah.
um, and next week we're going to talk with that guest around things that you can do from a marketing perspective, etc. So as we part ways, we want to say to you, stay cool, right? Stay cool, stay hydrated. My wife loves watermelon. And one of the things that I learned is that, yes, watermelon with some lemon juice is one of the best ways to stay hydrated, right? I read it, I believe it. I know we basically spend a lot of money on watermelon in the summertime in this household. So stay cool, and we'll see you on the next wonderful winning Wednesday. Towards the end of July, we're going to have to pause as we go on summer vacation. But until that point in time, come learn with us, come
Yeah.
grow with us, come be better with us. So I'm signing off. Eunice, do you have anything before we go?
No, like Lee said, next week we have a guest coming through. If you are a small business owner or if you're a business owner and you just want to come in and share a little bit about what you do, um, share your knowledge, your weaknesses, your strength, how you've overcome the weaknesses to be where you are, do let us know. We love having those conversations. It's those conversations that help other business owners and just help businesses in the community to be able to prosper. At the top left hand side of my left hand side, there is that QR code. Scan it, you'll be directed to where you can go so that you can um, sign up and have conversations with us. But other than that, we hope to see you all again next week on another wonderful winning Wednesday. Keep well, stay hydrated, enjoy the summer. I love summer myself, it's my favorite time of the year. So do enjoy yourselves and see you again next week.
All right.